Hey, I'm kind of getting new to uh, this live thing. I know ain't nobody gonna be on there, but I just on there testing it out, seeing how it go. But kind of wanted to touch on the subject I had on there, which is after money, what else is there? Because it seems like nowadays everyone's spending a little bit too much time, or a lot of time. I don't say too much because people free to spend time however they want. But to me, it just seems like my genius opinion that is not too much focus um on money. And what I mean by that is it seems like the money is what defines people. No matter how much of a person they are on the inside, it seems like as long as they got money and or fame, then any kind of debauchery or anything else they could be in, it becomes ignored or it's excused or overlooked. I know you've seen many examples out there how this what I'm saying also ties into what I speak about before involving celebrity worship. Because a lot of these people, y'all have no idea what these type of people are into. And if you go to research, you'll find out a lot of these people that you exonerate and glorify, they're into some weird, sick, sadistic type stuff. Stuff that you would be damning the average person if you found out they were doing it. But these people, either you would try to avoid finding out by ignoring what you've read, or stop reading what you've read, or stop seeing what you see, or stop hearing what you hear. You'll pull the see no, hear no, feel no evil because they got money, fame, and what you call clout. Um, it's like people aren't defined by their integrity, their ambition and loyalty no more. They're more defined about what can they do for you, or how can you benefit from being around this person. And it's not about whether this person is a true friend or if um, you know, they actually take that word seriously. If that's what you claim for them to be in your life, you'll be more concerned about somebody with more resources. You'll be more concerned about what they have to say and what they have to do. Now, don't get me wrong; these people can help you um, accumulate money. They can help you accumulate money, but and help you learn how to profit. But outside of that, I mean, if the money skills is all they got to offer, is that really all that there is? And is that really what's going to satisfy you to accept it for what it is? Because I see a lot of people online, man. Especially some of these creators, man. You could, well, from what they showing, they got money. From what we know, they have money. But when you hear them start to talk about different things, different topics, subject matters, um, you're like, man, you're like, bro, you got all that, and you still on that? Are you thinking like that? But a lot of people see it profitable to just, of course, talk about what's currently going on, and to also team up against talking about a certain group of people, and we know what that group of people is. Because that seems like that's everybody's talking point. Everybody only chooses people to talk about, which is people that look like me. Um, Despite what everybody else is doing, they just want to focus on calling out the debauchery or the ignorance in the dark community, but nobody else. So everybody else gets a pass, but we seem to be getting called out for everything, even some stuff that we're not guilty of. But they allow other people to get away with it. So they just want to ridicule. So it seems like these people is getting paid, or they being influenced by other people to keep going on with this rhetoric, and they keep trying to stir up and have some dog people get emotional. If they don't know any better, they're allowed to get emotional. you could be passionate, but yet not have to get too emotional behind certain subjects that they already know how you're gonna react to what they're saying. Man, the best way to deal with people, man, that um, say like you don't agree as a man, instead of like going back and forth, man, you just be like, look, you state your opinion, they state theirs. You're like, okay, you can decide to see it from their point of view, and they can decide to see it from yours. But if I was doing it back and forth, man, it's like you better off not wasting your time and not engaging in it. Because what y'all don't realize is the more y'all talk about these people, even if you're trying to call them out on things, you still making them the topic of discussion. You still giving them clout just by bringing up their names and reacting to videos of something they might have said outlandish. Because a lot of people know outlandish stuff is what's going to pop and what's going to go. That's what people going to go for. The drama, the unexpectedness, the spontaneity, spontaneously what they doing. They're gonna make sure that they do these things in order to get views and likes and what have you. Which I just want people that's be checking these people out, man. Just sit back, analyze, and just ask yourself, um, like, what is the real reason for doing what they're doing? Like, what is their cause? Because a lot of times, man, you can still be respectable, and if you just don't agree with these people, I see that they kick people off and block them, and I just be sitting back. I'm like, man, a lot of these people, they just say things that they might not want to hear, and that's what they do. So, there's no point wasting your time, man. And it's like, you could be saying some real things, and it's like they might not acknowledge what you're saying because they want to see how much money you putting up. Um, if you same thing as what I just said, super chatting and hitting cash apps and all that there. But it's like if me, I'm a supporter of you know a good group of channels, of people that I agree with them sometimes, not all the time, because we all are own men, we are our own king, so we ain't gonna agree on everything. But it's some cats that I agree with on, most of the talking points. And I'm gonna be real, man. I can't be popping off money to everybody that I listen to, everybody that I support. I try to support them in different ways, you know what I'm saying, that still accounts for something like likes, um, sharing, hyping, um, viewing. Like, man, and I do what I can, but, I'm not going to be belittled and ridiculed because I'm not popping you off this money. And it don't mean I don't have anything to say that's worth being heard because I'm not giving this creator what they expect they should be getting. If you want a shout out or what have you, which it really don't. The shout outs ain't really all that, but it's like if you saying something real, acknowledge what somebody's saying. You ain't got to even say, you like okay, you just see what they said or what have you, but they'll go off and say, well, if you want that, then you need to pop off. Y'all got a few people doing that, and like I said, I do it in other ways, and I might do it without on the different A-list on the Cash App. But it don't mean that I'm not supporting just because you don't think I am. There's different ways to do it without having to be recognized. But I noticed that most of the time they will react to things when people are going against what they're saying. It seems like they'll be quick to react to somebody that's not agreeing with them, or somebody say something that goes completely against their talking point. I know it's how they'll jump on that. But if you just saying some real stuff, man, and they just kind of like they don't see it, but they see it. But yeah, these a lot of people, man, they just and it's like that's all they talking about. It's like, man, what about other things, that's going on besides that? that you can kind of talk about from time to time. Because now everything is about the dollar. Any walk, things getting harder, but it's like people that's been setting high and looking down on people. It's like a lot of those people I think is going to be like some awakenings, to humbling experiences they might have to endure because of how they've been feeling over a good amount of time, or just for being getting forgetful and um, inconsiderate of the people that's trying to get where they at, and still moving, still pushing to climb up that ladder. When you have some people um, that have a ladder, they'll crawl up a hole. They'll have a ladder at the top of the hole once they reach out. But instead of them handing that ladder down so you can crawl out, they'll lay their hand down and watch you keep trying to jump and try to crawl just to grab their hand when they could have handed you the ladder. You got a lot of people out there like that, man. It's like a lot of people don't want you to um, come up. A lot of people want to keep you in this space where they've been talking reckless about you, thinking you're not going to make it a certain point because things ain't moving fast enough in their opinion, but it's not on their time. But they're not understanding that. All they see is, okay, where you at now? Despite how they see you pushing and how many times you're dealing with rejection, but you steady going. You're not giving up. That don't mean anything to most people. They want to know, they just want to see what the end result is going to be. They don't want to stick around for that. But then when the end result come and you flourishing, and you prospering, now these people want to whiz it back in and try to act like they've been know, act like they knew, and act like they attributed. But at the end of the day, sometimes how people act, when they judge you because your current situation, they don't understand that you have a right to deal with that however you want to deal with it after you reach the mountaintop. You don't have to be high na, but at the end of the day, you also don't be stupid and naive because they've exposed how they really felt about you. So the whole time they don't felt that way about you, you understand it and you using that as fuel motivation. You fall back in your cut, being yourself. Because if being yourself ain't good enough for somebody to be around you, you don't want them around you. I mean, if you have to be a loner to be true to yourself, then that's what it calls for. And sometimes the higher power might be separating you in order for you to get what you need to get because you'll be distracted by those around you or be redirected. If you have the wrong people around you that don't want to see you reach a certain level of success. And like I said, man, some people like this, they comfortable with you in that bubble and they used to you being in that bubble. And when you start trying to pop that bubble, you done find you a needle. Nah, man, they trying to block where you trying to poke. And when you pop it, they trying to blow another balloon or another bubble for you to step into, and one with a thicker membrane, so it's harder for you to puncture through it. But yeah, all I'm saying is more out there. It's like your spirit. What type of spirit do you have? What is your purpose? Because getting money ain't the only purpose that you have. I just don't believe that's the only purpose you have. It's other things to do, and also higher power might not want you to have a certain level or a certain amount of money because it might distract you from what your true calling is, or it might not be time for you to do it. But as long as you know that you're trying your best and you pushing one step forward and you making some progress, that's what really matters. So if you've been going through that and you got family, so-called friends, so-called associates, they want to act funny with you when you on your way to the top, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Use it as fuel. Um, be to yourself. Like only deal with people who want to deal with you. If they don't want to deal with you, don't bother. Like I say, because you can create your own little world and be satisfied. I'm not saying that you don't. It's not good to have, or to mingle with other human beings. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, be content with having to be solo if that's um, where your best place is, being yourself. Just don't let what other people think about you define you. So that's just something I want to speak on tonight. Like I said, I know we ain't gonna be nobody on there like that, but I just want to speak a few words. Um, Cause my station is Genus Rising, so it's a mixture. My For me, the mixture of the human family, all in the one. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. I would like it if some people just came on and just said, "Hey, you know, how you feel about this? What's your thought on that?" I mean, I even want to talk about movies. Um, we can even talk about music. Some of it, because a lot of newer stuff I don't listen to, but you know, um, I'm an '80s baby, so '80s, '90s is I'm gonna think is the best times. You know what I'm saying? To me, the last more fun times was like in the 2000, early 2000s, but kind of things started going down after that era, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to shut it down. Like I say, I've been on there for a little while, but I guess over time I get a few people in there. Need to get some more subscribers so I can go live on my phone. 'Cause sometimes I be want to, talk about stuff on my phone, but can't go live. It don't have enough subscribers. But like I said, I'm cooling, man. I'm trying this out, testing it out. 'Cause like I say, it seems like everybody got an opinion. Everybody making videos. Even grandma and grandpa making videos, man. So I'm like, get on there and talk about a little something. There's some stuff I think I could talk about that's interesting, and some stuff you can bring to me if you just want to have, what I'm saying, just a conversation. Like I say, because um, I'm good with people. Growing up, people like to talk to me and tell me a lot of things they don't tell other people. I guess because the spirit knew that the type of spirit I have is, once you tell me, that's it. You ain't going nowhere else. I don't spread rumors. Somebody trusting you with something, I just didn't understand the reason to be telling somebody else that they don't want you to tell nobody. It's like they just felt like they need to get it off their chest, and they felt better about telling me. And I'm like, that's it. You ain't gotta, worry about rumors getting started by me. I'm like, if anything got out, it's because you told somebody else who had a big mouth, but it wasn't from me. Believe that. It wasn't from me. Um, I wouldn't want nobody doing that to me. If I had confided somebody and told them something, and they went out and told everybody else. I ain't with that, man. I ain't with that. That's phony. To me, that's fake. Is conniving. You know what I'm saying? Because that means that's the type of person that'll try to use something against you later that you done told them. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna benefit them. And a lot of times, man, people just like gossiping. You don't want to tell your business to no gospel. Somebody that come back gossiping about somebody else's business to you. They'll probably do that to you, to somebody else. So a lot of times, behaviors people display to you, you gotta ask yourself, okay, what you said about me when I'm not around. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, man. Like I say, I kind of do want to start talking about movies. A lot of the older classical movies. Because a lot of movies now ain't really hitting on anything. So we talk about a lot of older movies, break them down. You know, in my opinion, what I think certain symbols and certain scenes represent. We can go with that. And just also some things, what I'm saying, on life questions. We can talk about that. I mean, I can tell you my opinion about it, and we want to. We can dive in it together. You heard me? It ain't no big deal to me, man. We can pop books open together and have sessions. You know what I'm saying? But it's more to life than money. Like I said, you need money. You got to get money to get not only what you want. I mean, not only what you want, but specifically what you need. And of course, we want a lot more than what we actually need, especially over here in the good old U.S. of A. You know. We think spoilage means love, and love doesn't equate to spoilage. They a lot of people got that word confused. And gift giving don't mean I love you. It's just telling you, hey, if I give you this, maybe you'll be quiet and get off my back. That's what it's more like to me. But and then also, we got a twisted theory of what we think love actually means and what it represents. We think it's all um, glitz and glamour, or we think it's all butterflies and bees, but it's got a lot of darkness to it as well. It can cause that. Depends on how you deal with it, because that thin line between love and hate statement, quote, song, whatever you want to call it, it really is. Because love can turn into hate. The snap of a finger. All got be is just to given a right scenario, a right situation. And people will flip, and what they will say is out of love, but then that seems like it becomes obsession. You feel like you gotta react violently to express um, what you thought was love. Seems like obsession, doesn't it? But yeah, Ashley, while we talking about that, let's see something right quick. Let's go. Let's see what obsession means. The definition of obsession. I know what I'm saying might be boring a little bit. I forgot to put some music on, but like I said, man, I'm just out here doing this thing. Um, all right, obsession is a persistent, powerful, and often uncomfortable preoccupation with a specific idea, feeling, or desire. Let's see. Synonyms is fixation, preoccupation, mania, fascination. All right, let's look up love meaning. All right. Love is a multifaceted emotion defined by strong affection, attachment, and deep devotion. All right. Synonyms: passionate love, adoration, infatuation, or devotion, caring love, empathy, compassion, and fondness. So, love is like a softer version of obsession. Yeah, see, you got, and then, you got to fall in love, to be in love, falling out of love. Yeah, and then, love got different categories of love that you can display, like loving a brother, um, loving a wife, loving a parent, um, having love for a hobby, having love for like games, for example, or toys or something like that, cars, um, and in love with habits. Like you can be in love with habits, positive habits, hopefully. Because I guess when it's a negative habit, they call that an addiction, it seems. That's what it seems like to me. But yeah, man, I've been on here long enough. Yeah, if you want to holler at me, holler at me. But yeah, I'm about to get on off of here. Like I said, try this live. Like I said, can't do it on my phone yet, but hopefully I'll be able to do it soon on my phone. And I just did this on here just to try it out, see how it is. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? POR, under the radar, be easy, be cool. And POR, if you don't know, it's an acronym for product of rejection. Product of rejection. Yeah, but yeah. So y'all be easy. Um, keep your head up, dog man. Don't don't allow this to get to you. I know it's easier said than done, but just keep pushing. Just try to find other like-minded brothers, that's on a positive tip, and see if maybe I can build. It's like man, just stand up straight, man, and just be solid. And as we just offer each other that, just offer loyalty, man, and just you know become a trustworthy person. Just understand we all we got at the end of the day. You can see what's going on out there. Everybody got something they want to say to us. Somebody got something they want to do to us just for us being who we are. We just minding our business and not bothering nobody. Seems they still got something they want to say and do to try to pull us out of character and bring us into their world. And then they'll bring us to their world and then say we jumped in there. When the whole time we trying to pull away, but they want to pull us into it. Then when we jump in, from them tugging us, we was like, okay, all right, you want us in there so bad, now here we go. Now they want to say, nah, now you gotta go back. You gotta go back. It's like, well, what you pull me in there for if you didn't want me there? Like, why would you pull me in there for then? You did all that struggling to get me in there. Then when I get it, now you talking about, now you need to go back over there. Then when I go back over there, mind my business. Hey, you come tossing a rope again. You toss rope back around me and pull me back. So, what kind of games you playing? Like, what kind of mind games y'all trying to play? And it's crazy how forgetful people get. But if we around in our own space and our own business, they got to come and want to see what's up. We don't want to see what's up with them when they do that, but they got to come and see what's up with us. We can't be in too many of us gathered up too long. People get nervous. Everybody else can gather up. We gather up. It's a problem. What's wrong with that? And what do you call that? All right. Later. Have a good evening. Have a good week.